Hello, and welcome to Hot News, Fun News number 5. I'm Larry, and yeah, let's sink our teeth into some amazing, interesting, fun news stories. I've got some real good ones for you. So here we go. Okay, the first one I'm calling Amazing Facts. And this is a kind of a hodgepodge of amazing facts from an article in the Reader's Digest, which they tout. They recommend that you bookmark this list of fascinating trivia for your next dinner party. Sure, you're going to be the most popular person at the dinner party if you can bring up some of these amazing facts. So, you are guaranteed to impress all of your guests. So please, as you listen or when you read the article, which I will post a link to, please take notes and please practice sharing these amazing facts with your friends. Okay, so I'm just going to, at random, share a few of them with you. The first one is about mosquitoes. So, how many mosquitoes would it take to drain the human body of all of its blood? That's kind of a weird idea, but apparently it would take 1.2 million mosquitoes to drain you of all your blood. So nothing to worry about there, I think. Next, the tallest people in the world. Who are the tallest people in the world? I thought it was the Dutch, and I was actually very, very close. The Dutch came in second. They're second by 1/10 of a millimeter. But the tallest people in the world are from Bosnia. Bet you didn't know that, huh? Okay, the third topic, earthquakes. Which country in the world has the most number of earthquakes? Do you know what it is? Well, I knew the answer to this one because I live in this country. I'm American, but I live in Japan. And yeah, Japan is easily number one in the world for the number of earthquakes that it experiences each and every year. We haven't had the big one here in Tokyo, but it could hit any day, and it's something we all think about and worry about, and I guess in different ways prepare for. Now, China, Indonesia, Iran, and Turkey are other countries that have many, many earthquakes. Kind of related to earthquakes, then, is volcanoes. Which countries in the world have the most active volcanoes? This surprised me, but the answer is the United States of America. Wow, I didn't know that. I would never have imagined. And I guess that's because of Hawaii and Alaska. I'm not really sure. There weren't any details there about that. And apparently Japan and Iceland also are way up there at the top of countries with active volcanoes. Okay, here's one. September 9th, not September 11th. September 9th is famous. Why? Because it is the day of the year that is the most common day for birthdays. That means more people were born on September 9th than any other day in the year, which seems obviously leads to the conclusion that December is the month in which people make the most number of babies. So there's something about December that gets people very active in that area. Okay, I thought this was interesting. Money. paper money in particular. How much does it cost to print paper money? Well, to print a $1 bill, okay, American currency here, it costs 5.5 cents per bill. To print 5, 10, 20, and $50 bills, it costs 11 cents. And to print a $100 bill, it costs 14.2 cents. More fibers and more complex designs go into them for the higher denominations, I guess as a protection against forfeiting, as against faking. Okay, so here's an interesting one about animals and dolphins. Did you know that most dolphins are right-handed? I don't know if that's the exact correct word for this, but that's the word the article uses. It says they are right-handed. Almost everything they do is from the right side. And I think you know that dolphins are also the second smartest creatures. They have the largest brains. They have sophisticated language, and they also have names for one another. They call each other by name. I didn't know that, and that's really interesting. Okay, here's another weather one. Which state in the U.S. has the most tornadoes? Well, if you are like me, you probably thought maybe Kansas, maybe influenced by the Wizard of Oz. Toto, I guess we're not in Kansas anymore. Yeah, Kansas is right up there, but the number one at 96 per year, but the number one state with the most tornadoes per year is Texas with 155 on average. That's amazing. Okay. A few more animal facts here. Octopuses have 9 brains. 1 in the head, and then 1 for each of its 8 arms. Very interesting. And apparently octopuses also have 3 hearts. I bet you didn't know that, did you? Tigers. Okay, we all know that tigers are famous for their stripes. Yeah, of course. But guess what? It's not only their fur that is striped, but the stripes go all the way down into their skin. So their skin is striped, and that's why their fur is striped. And these patterns are so unique that they're just like human fingerprints. Each tiger can be easily told apart based on their stripe patterns. Butterflies. Did you know that butterflies don't eat? They only drink. Okay? And that they taste with their legs. No, I didn't know that, but it makes sense. Okay, here's the most important one. An amazing research out of Purdue University. I mean, that hotbed of intellectual distinction and high-level research, Purdue. Well, they did an in-depth, very expensive investigation, scientific investigation into how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Thank God for Purdue University, huh? What do you think? 100, 200, 500? Well, apparently the number is 364. That's like one lick a day, huh? You could do one lick a day and get through that Tootsie Pop. No need to rush. Here's an interesting one. Cows apparently moo with regional accents. I think that means that a cow on the East Coast moos differently than a cow on the West Coast, which I guess moos differently than a cow from India or England or Japan. And like I said, I live in Japan. And to me, this kind of makes sense because, well, we in English, in America, say that the cow's cry, the cow's sound is moo. But guess what? In Japan, it's not moo, it's mo. That's what Japanese people say. And if you do any kind of research at all, you'll find that other countries have different sounds for their animals. So, yeah, maybe the animals really do make different sounds. Some other examples. Pigs. Pigs say oink oink, right? No, sorry. In Japan, they say boo boo. And dogs. Dogs say bow wow, right? No, well, in Japan, wang wang, wang wang. So, yeah. Interesting. Cows moo with regional accents, and all animals maybe do. Okay, and let's finish off with an art topic here. What was the most expensive painting ever sold? Who painted it? And what was the title? And how much was it sold for? Well, it was painted by the great Leonardo da Vinci. It was called, it's titled Salvatore Mundi, and it sold for an astonishing $450 million at auction. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is surprising. Okay, now let's go to our final story. Rude train behavior in Japan. And yeah, this is interesting because, as I said, I do live in Japan. And I can, this is kind of a funny list to me. Yeah, these kinds of rude behavior do take place on the trains in Japan. And yeah, the reason you might be a little bit surprised is most people tend to think that Japanese people are very polite, and I think they really are. But some, I don't know, selfish acts, rude acts do occur quite often on the train, and I've seen all of these happen. Of course, I never do any of these myself, but I have observed all of these. So let me share them with you. Well, it's a countdown. Number 10, doing makeup on the train. Japanese women, they do it all the time. You'll be sitting across from them, and a woman will be doing her makeup right there in front of you. I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world right now, but this happens all the time in Japan. And it might be annoying, but it's also kind of interesting. I've enjoyed some, from zero to finished makeup exhibitions that were just amazing. Like, wow, is that the same person? in public, right? That takes a lot of guts. Okay, number 9, drunk passengers. Yeah, drinking in public and then being drunk in public and then getting home after you've gone drinking with your buddies at work. This is very common in the big cities. And we do see a lot of drunks on the train. Number 8, trash and empty cans. Yeah, I think maybe especially young people tend to maybe not clean up after themselves as much as they should, right? But yeah, that's a problem on the train. 7, noisy headphones. Okay, I think we can all relate to this. People listen to music. They think because they're wearing headphones that no one else can hear it, but actually you can hear it, and it's loud as heck, loud as hell, and man, it's annoying. Here's one. Some people, not many, but some people cough and sneeze on the train without covering their mouths. That's rude, right? It's not only rude, but yeah, it can be quite dangerous, right? I mean, it's not a very healthy thing to do, and I wish people would be more careful about that. Okay, number 5, noisy conversations. Well, you might not get this one, but living here in Tokyo, one of the interesting things that you observe with foreign visitors is on the train, they all speak in really, really, really loud noises to one another. And if they would just pay attention a little bit, they would notice that for the most part, Japanese don't speak in the loud voices and have loud conversations on the train. Every now and then you see it, and it is very annoying when Japanese do it. But I wish foreign visitors to Japan would be a little bit more careful, a little bit more observant of this. Okay, number 4, kind of a wide category, misuse of smartphones. Noises coming out of smartphones on the train, phones ringing in loud tones on the train, and people walking on the platforms while reading their emails or sending emails or reading the latest news. That's really, really dangerous, and it's a big problem here in Japan. Okay, we're down to top 3. Number 3 is bags and luggage. People need to be more careful about where they put their bags and luggage so that it doesn't get in the way of other people. Number 2, people are rude getting on and off the train. They block the exits, block the entrances. They do it slowly, too slowly. They're not paying attention. Perhaps they're reading their smartphones. Excuse me. Yeah, this is a problem. And number 1, sitting style. Excuse me. My voice is going here, but we're at the very end. People taking up more than one seat, people sitting with their legs wide open, people sitting with their legs stretched out. All of these can annoy people on the train. I don't know, it's not a big deal to me, but yeah, it is annoying and sometimes funny to see how people react. So, sorry everyone. Thanks for joining me again, and see you next time.